what's going on? Miguel, host of Life of Soccer Radio. What's going on? And it is the day after the Super Bowl, so it's going to be all Super Bowl talk and things on the periphery. We even got some political stuff we're going to slip in the Super Bowl. We got some stuff with people mad because the Jesus ad ran. And they said, well, they can spend $7 million on a Super Bowl ad. Why can't they feed the homeless? Okay. Then come to find out, I guess the person who bought the Super Bowl ad was the dude from Hobby Lobby. So then there's that. Then we're going to talk about Usher Halftime show. People trying to rank it. They say it's one of the best ever. I thought it was pretty good. There's a thing I was about to try to pull up this post where somebody said he changed clothes about 3 times, brought out roller skates, and brought out about 5 people, and people still complaining about it. People find something to complain about all the time. It is what it is. Sounds like Taylor Swift was drunk as a skunk leaving the club last night. And somebody help me understand how Travis Kelce can scream at his coach, bump him almost knock him to the ground, and that's not leaving everything out there. But anyway. Super producer, what the dealio?
Happy National Hangover Day. That's what the day after the Super Bowl is. It's National Hangover Day.
I cannot remember. I honestly cannot remember the last time that I've drank that much that I would have a hangover. I'm talking
your
like
birthday.
I didn't. I was not drunk that night. I don't get drunk.
I came to your house the next day and you were like, I know we were supposed to do stuff, but I can't. I was like,
I could be tired. Yeah, I'm definitely old enough to be tired.
Because I know I came to his house and I was hungover. My whole car was. And we had to drive all the way back to Florida.
I don't do the hangover thing, man. I don't like to be in that little bit of control. All right, anyway, lot going on last night. First of all, the football game was really, really good. Coming down to, almost one of the longest football games ever. And then once again, Patrick Mahomes says, y'all not as good as me. It's just the way that it is. Y'all can't hang with me.
But coming down to the wire, I mean, when's the last time you've seen an NFL game, a Super Bowl game go to overtime, and where the score was 22-25? Not like some huge space.
Because Kansas City is just that good. They're that well of a ran football. San Francisco had 4 All-Pros on the offensive side of the ball. Yes. 4. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, Ayuk, the tight end, and all of these people. I'm just telling you, San Francisco had the best team as far as talent. And once again, they had the best team as far as talent, except at the quarterback position, where Patrick Mahomes says, y'all go sit down somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and take this trophy to the crib. So that was that. But, of course, what was the general public was really all, what's her name? I don't know why I can never get this girl Taylor Swift's like it just runs off it just doesn't.
It's Taylor Swift. It's a very simple name. It's not even complicated. It's not Taylor Swift.
I just, I'm very good at ignoring things I don't care about. And I really don't care about Taylor Swift's music. And no knock. People like Taylor Swift, no knock. Like my kids, but it's just like the middle of a football game, you keep on cutting to her and her people.
Well, I mean, in her defense this time, they weren't just cutting to her. Her box one was lit. Like it was a lit box, and it had Blake Lively in it looking like a Banji girl from 1982 New York with the big curls and the big earrings and the chain necklace. Then you got Ice Spice in there.
Lively is. I did see Ice Spice.
You do know who Blake Lively is? She's married to. I'm not gonna do this with you.
Ice Spice was there. Who's she married to?
She's married to Ryan Reynolds. You don't know who Ryan Reynolds is?
Kind of, isn't he? Kind of Deadpool. I don't like Deadpool. That's not a movie.
Oh, we love Deadpool. We're a Deadpool household.
No. So Ryan Reynolds, he's the one that also owns the cell phone company. Is that Ryan Reynolds?
He owns 2 different companies. He owns Mint Mobile. And then he owns the banking company. There's another banking budgeting company that he also has invested in. And he owns, he's the reason why they made the show Ted Lasso, because he owns a soccer team over there in England also. So he owns a bunch of stuff. And he owns Aviator Gin. He just be owning stuff. Anyway.
That's smart. I'm saying you're not worrying about people writing you a couple checks to do a movie. I was bugging because when I saw Ice Spice up there, I said, and I guess one of my girls, I don't know if Saran's here. Shout out to the big homie. She's home. And she said they got a song together. I said, Ice Spice and Taylor Swift have a song together? Okay.
They do. It's dumb. Not the song's dumb. It's just a very weird collab because Ice Spice is not talented. And we talked about this last week. Ice Spice is not talented. She's not. But they're all friends. But anyway, the box was lit. That's what they kept showing. And also Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, who just retired from the Philadelphia Eagles. He's in the box. There's no telling what he's going to do. He wore a overall jumpsuit with a giant Chiefs logo, looking like a tablecloth, having a great time. And it's funny because they panned over to the Kardashian box, and that box looked like a funeral compared to the other box. You look over at Kim's box, everybody on their phone, nobody's paying attention, everybody's taking selfies. Taylor Swift's in them box. They were getting drunk, cheering, dancing, doing crazy stuff.
I almost feel like I wonder if young people may look at the Kardashians like they're the OGs now. They're the old heads, right?
They're the old hoes. Is the word hose what you're looking for, or do you mean to say OGs?
It was not. I was not looking for it. No, I was not. Okay, all right.
But let's get into the game. So the first thing I feel like we should talk about is for Lift Every Voice and Sing was sung. White people will stay mad because we don't care. We don't care.
No, we don't.
And it was sung beautifully by Audra Day, and some of the black background singers I've ever seen in my life. Hand motions, looking like praise and worship team at the church. Yes, go praise and worship.
Sure.
Post Malone sang the Star Spangled Banner.
And so here's the thing about Post Malone. Didn't he used to be fat?
Yes, he lost a lot of weight.
Okay, when I saw him recently, I was like,
who is that?
Yeah, like
who's that skinny white boy with the tattoos on his face?
Right. I was like, hold on, I still remember Post Malone being a fat dude. So he's no longer a fat dude. Congratulations, no longer being a fat dude.
And then yay. And then the queen of country music. Then the queen of country music, Her Royal Highness Reba McEntire, sung the national anthem. You gotta love Reba.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with Reba. I don't have a problem with any of them. I just, and we talked about this pre-show when you don't believe me. We really are getting to a point. Look for this year. The Grammys showed us. You say whatever. The Grammys showed us, and last night all those ads leading up into Arnold Schwarzenegger with neighbor, like a good neighbor. They're really the marketing people are really saying, young people, y'all not really watching commercials. Y'all don't really care. Y'all doing all y'all stuff on social. So we're going to spend all our money trying to attract Gen Xers, period, point blank. Go ahead.
Can I raise my hand real quick?
Yeah.
The people that this generation is TikTok jerks are people that brands will never be associated with in a million years. Ice Spice did a Starry commercial, which was cute because she was breaking up with Sprite. So I don't think people got who she was breaking up with. That's as far as they'll take it.
Yeah.
Because with Megan Thee Stallion, okay, cool, but you do booty music all the time. That's a little iffy. Nicki Minaj always mad about something. You're married to a sex offender. We can't have you in our commercials. And look at all the black younger people they could have in commercials. Even Patrick Mahomes' little brother, who everybody hates.
I don't even know who he is.
The one who was a TikToker who's on trial for sexual assault. That one.
Okay.
They could easily put that little boy in a commercial, but he's on charges for sexual assault. So why would they put him in a commercial for anything? So how are we supposed to have more black people and bring in younger generation if the younger generation is trash? How's that supposed to work?
There's not an argument for that. I think this next generation doesn't. My kids do not turn on televisions. They could care less what's. So if you're trying to reach that demographic, there's got to be a whole different halftime show going on in their phone, because what's going on TV is really going to be about who was watching and watching through it and who grew up with this stuff, which is us. Right? Yeah. So taking that into account, think about who was the star of the commercials last night.
I know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Even J-Lo's old. J-Lo's 50. Ben Affleck is old. Tom Brady is old. Matt Damon, who didn't want to be there apparently, also old. Jennifer Hudson, old. Common, old. The cast from Suits, old is old. Everybody, Michael Cera, also my age, old.
Nobody. Don't even know who that is.
He was in the Sarah V commercial.
Yeah, so the point is that you really, and because of targeted marketing, I guess we should have put up our marketing mastery for this part of the conversation, but it really is very targeted to a certain demographic last night. And I think a lot of these major shows, we saw with the Grammy too, they pulled the mothballs off of Paul Simon and brought him out with his piano at the Grammys. It's just like, okay, we're tired of you young people. Y'all don't care. You're not watching, so we're taking our stuff back. We're taking the
I
Grammys
know.
back. We're taking the Oscars back. We're taking the Super Bowl ads back. And I'm telling you, I ain't seeing them taking back and bringing Stevie Wonder out and bringing Babyface out. They say, no, we're bringing our people back out.
Maybe Babyface and
McEntire,
Stevie
Paul
Wonder,
Simon, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're bringing the 80s back.
Christopher Walken.
They had Christopher O behind Walken with the BMW ad. And I was just like, who thought that was a good idea? Most people watching this.
Cute.
Come on, man.
It was stupid. It was cute. It was dumb.
It's not even like he's an A-lister. He's just, I'm going to tell you, every time I see Christopher Walken, I think of one movie, King of New York. And most people don't even know who King of New York is. They don't know what movie is King of New York. I don't know what. Yes, Black Folks Week, Christopher Walken, Lawrence Fishburne, and a whole bunch of other people.
You know what movie I think of?
What?
When he played the Hessian in Sleepy Hollow. That's all I know him from. I know. But they could have gotten what black guy could they have gotten? They could have gotten Morgan Freeman to do that part.
But the point is that
James Earl Jones.
We just rant James Earl Jones. I love honor to the he's not an ancestor yet. Honor to the brother. But no. He's Duke Darth Vader and license your voice to listen, Omar said the Walken commercial was hilarious. I'm not saying it was terrible. It wasn't terrible. The point we're making is that the demographic was very targeted on an older. Huh?
I'm saying we're not making that point. Miguel's making that point. So I want to make sure you get your opinions out there, and they're your own.
Whatever. So point being, the point was made. All right, so move on. Where else we going? What you want to talk about now?
So Jay-Z was shown sideline with his daughter Blue, who's turning into a beautiful little young woman, and his daughter Rumi. Now Rumi has a twin. It's Rumi and Sir. Sir was not there, and rumors started sparking on social media that the reason why Sir was not there is because he has special needs and they're quote unquote ashamed of him. As a special needs parent, that commentary really pissed me off.
Is that true that he has special needs? I don't know anything about his kid.
I think he's autistic. He is autistic.
Okay.
And let me tell you guys, as a special needs parent, Miguel knows this. I don't know if any of the listeners know, but my son is special needs, and he has mosaic Down syndrome. And if we got tickets to the Super Bowl to be on the field, I would be nervous about having Devin on the field. There's a lot of people.
Sure.
It's loud. Yeah. It's bright. There are people screaming in different directions. Yeah. Devin is good, but if there are things going on in 5 different directions and he happens to walk off when someone's like, yo, kid, catch this ball. Now he's way over there and I have to figure out to find him. Why would I want him down there? And I didn't like the commentary people were making that Beyonce and Jay-Z are ashamed of their child. When in reality, if he's safe for somewhere else, why wouldn't he be up where it's safe? And if his sister's okay to go down to the field for a few minutes, why can't she go? Their twins aren't a set. It's not like a real pack of Twix. They can be separated to do different stuff.
Right. I the world really hates the fact that they don't know everything about Beyonce and Jay-Z and their family.
That's a fact.
They expose what they want to expose. Blue has spent the last year touring with her mom, so now they're like, okay, you can handle yourself. Come on out here.
And she was dressed like a real little kid. I appreciate that that she was out in that field. She's wearing jeans and some high top platform Converse and taking care of a little sister like a big sister should, and just kind of standing around. I appreciate that. She's not like Northwest, who's going to be a demon seed.
God. I saw something her little video with Kanye. That family is a mess. Jesus. Talk
about failure out the gate. That would be the Kanye West and Kim Kardashian kids. Failure from the gate. Yeah, y'all got a lot of money, but that's all they got is money.
I don't know, man. I just pray that them kids gonna be all right. Man. I look at Jay and I look. Here's a funny thing. When the Grammys came up, I was like, and we about to transition over to talk about Beyonce, because when the Grammys came around, I said, why is Beyonce wearing that cheesy cowboy hat?
Don't go too fast. We're gonna get there. Don't go. You're gonna go. No, we're not there yet. No, we're not there yet. We'll get there in a second. There's one more on-field thing before I drop off. We'll get to Beyonce, guys. The last thing on field I want to talk about is, for some reason, Travis Kelce got mad and decided he was going to shove his old fat white coach and almost murder this old man. That's a felony.
So
it's elder abuse.
So for people who don't know what we're talking about, Travis Kelce, who's a star tight end, and now we can basically call her Taylor Swift's boyfriend. He got mad because whatever. He runs over to his coach and in the middle of the game, and he grabs his coach, almost knocks him to the ground. And I'm like, if that would have been any star black athlete, this would have been, I don't give a doggone about no doggone Super Bowl. This would have been headlining all over Sports Center and every doggone blog around. But it doesn't. It's not. It's not even on the second, third tier byline. It is just another story. And it is
I think
annoying.
If they would have lost, it might have been a bigger deal, or maybe he would have fallen to the ground. But I think you're right that if it's with a black player, it would have been a much bigger deal. Absolutely. And again, black people probably would have made a much bigger deal of it anyway. But what I also think is funny is that he did it, and it was a black player. He was like, bro, nope. You need to come back over here. Come stand by me. I'm not sure what you're doing, but you're messing up. And I don't know if it's the adrenaline of the game. I don't know if the pressure of being Taylor Swift's boyfriend is starting to get to him, because I also think that plays a huge factor. Before him dating Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce was a very popular player, a likable player, but he wasn't on the popularity list like he is now. You got to at least admit that.
No, he's not. I don't buy that. I think that football is an intense sports is an intense deal. This is the biggest stage annually in the world, in the world of sports. There's no bigger stage. He lost his cool. He lost his head. He went over there and demanded his coach, don't take me out the effing game, and grabbed him and almost pushed him to the ground. And I just don't believe if that would have been any of the other 70% of this league, which are black players, if they would have done that, regardless of their star status, if that was Dak Prescott, or if that was Lord forbid quarterback in Baltimore, it would have been a major. Think about it. The quarterback, and I want to not thinking of his name right now. The quarterback in Baltimore, he sat out because he wanted to get the money he felt like he deserved, and they crucified him last year.
Yeah, I think the only maybe quarterback or person who could probably do it where people would let it slide is maybe Jalen Hurts, and that's because he's just really, really pretty. But like anybody else, I get what you're saying. It was just a weird moment because coaches take players out of the game all the time. It's not like it's like some weird thing. Yeah. LeBron gets taken out. Jordan got taken out. Jalen Hurts has been taken out of the game. This is not like a new thing. So for him to act like, how dare you take me out of the game? And it was like, you are really, it's a lot you're giving us right now for absolutely no reason, sir.
Yeah, that didn't sit well with me. And it was like, not even the commentators, Tony Romo, whoever else. Lamar, you got it, Omar. You're right. Lamar Jackson. I don't know why my brain locked up then. But my point is that, I don't know, man. I'm not going to stay long on this, but it did bug me that Travis Kelce did something. He violated his coach. He violated the person that's running that team and got him to that place and showed him a lot of disrespect. And nobody's even really talking about it. I got an issue with that. All right, what are we talking about now? Can we talk about Beyonce now or not?
So let's go into the commercials, which rolls into Beyonce. And if you want to lead with the Beyonce commercial for Verizon, we can. So Beyonce did a commercial with Verizon where she was attempting to quote unquote break the internet. The guy who was in the commercial with her is actually an actor I enjoy when I see him on the screen. I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry. And she's going through these different outfit changes, different scenarios where she's trying to break the internet. And she never happens. She goes, fine, drop new music. That commercial, I actually don't think Verizon paid her. Let me tell you why I don't think Verizon paid her. I can explain why.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
And it got brought to my attention by my own brother. Shout out to my brother who's super smart. Was like, well, why would they pay her if it's a promotional thing for her new album? Because her new country album that nobody asked for needs more promotion than Verizon does right now. Right or wrong?
I don't agree with that at all. Beyonce we had this conversation. I think it was with you on the show or with somebody else. I don't know why people don't realize how huge of a star that Beyonce is.
Everybody knows that. That's not a
everybody
secret.
Doesn't know that. The conversation was about between Beyonce and Taylor Swift, and Beyonce.
Oh, that was me and you.
Yeah, Beyonce is nowhere near Taylor Swift. Beyonce is.
They're the same.
Every time she decides she wants to drop an album, she's mastered it, right? It's one of those things where it's just kind of like Nobody expects it, and all of a sudden, oh my God. We were sitting here watching this game. Saran is a huge Beyonce fan. We're watching the game, and as soon as she saw the commercial, she immediately grabbed her phone. Oh my God, she's dropping new music. She's dropping new music. I'm talking like...
I believe you.
And for her fan base... And yes, Verizon absolutely paid her for that. There's no way in
but
hell.
not the millions and millions of dollars people are thinking. Probably people are acting like she got paid $25 million to do that commercial. There's no way she got paid that money for that commercial, because it does more for her than it does for Verizon. She drops that drops that commercial. All of her fans go and grab their phones. Are they grabbing their phones to go download her music or to go download something they need from Verizon? What happened with that?
No, that was all about her music. That's what
I'm saying. So she did that for her promo of her new album. And let's get into her new music. It sucks. She has 2 songs out now.
No.
I'm a country music fan. I'm a secret country music fan. I love country music. I think it's a beautiful genre of music.
Out now.
Huh?
Secret is out now. The secret is out now. You'll be a country music fan. Go ahead.
That's fine. I like Luke Combs. I'm okay. I love Reba McEntire. I like Luke Combs. I like Carrie Underwood. Oh, it's so shameful.
No.
But
country artists write amazing. They know how to write great songs. There's no question they write great songs.
So and also K. Michelle. I don't know. K. Michelle's a FAMU graduate. She's on Love and Hip Hop. She's also getting into country music. She's an amazing country singer. Yeah. But the song she has out is 16 Carriages, and I forgot the other song. And it's just her singing pop music with a country twang on the end. There's no real passion behind it. There's no real artistry behind it. She got called out by Azalea Banks, who is a troll. Azalea Banks sucks as a person. She's a troll. But some of the stuff she was saying was, everybody in the comments were like, oh, we kind of agree with Azalea Banks this time around. Like, Beyonce, you're not good. She's not good at everything. She's not.
And nobody can be good at everything. What's the last album that she dropped? The last album she dropped was, what was the name of the album? It was the one she did a tour. It was Renaissance.
Hold on.
Renaissance.
Oh, when you're talking about Beyonce, or you're talking about Azalea Banks?
I don't know nothing about no Azalea Banks music.
I'm sorry. I was gonna tell, because the last album by Azalea Banks was Anna Wintour. Sorry, I know the album because I know the song.
Absolutely not. But Beyonce's last album was the Renaissance, right?
Renaissance album.
Nobody was really, when that album dropped, was like, this album is amazing. Everybody was kind of like, okay, it's cool. Got a lot of dance tracks. They did the remix with Madonna and some other stuff, and she paid a lot of homage. But still, when she went on tour, what happened? Sold out all over the world. Bananas, the whole 9. Now, I think it's a roll of the dice. Are a bunch of black folks going to sell out? Are you talking? Because I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. What I was saying was, I was agreeing with you that it's definitely a roll of the dice to do a country album, because here's the thing that I get sad about Beyonce. It's the same thing I get sad about with Nicki Minaj. Yeah, you can sell to your stands. That's great. Sell to your stands, but country music isn't like that. Don't you want to be respected by the greats in country music? Doesn't she want to get a country music award? Doesn't she want to win a Grammy for a country music song? Because if it's just because you want to have fun and do music and do for your, she could pee in a cup and call it a song.
Yeah, I think she's thumbing her nose at the country music community and say, I can do this.
That's fine, but you're not thumbing your nose at anybody. You could pee in a cup and tell your followers that it's a beautiful song, and be like, oh my God, it was so rhythmic. The way she streamed pee into that cup, it was beautiful. We love it. We can't wait to see her do it live in person. Is that really changing the needle if you're only selling to your fans who buy anything?
I don't question. I'm at the point now. Did we forget that? I don't know how long ago it was when Jay-Z dropped. I don't know which album it was. He dropped an album, and one of the either record companies or phone companies, somebody like bought up 1 million of his copies of his song out the gate. That was a part of his deal. I think it might have been a T-Mobile situation or something. This was maybe 8 or 10 years ago.
That wasn't Jay-Z.
Who was it?
That was U2.
No, Jay-Z did it too. Either before or after U2, Jay-Z did that too. Yes, he did.
Because they made it where when you bought the phone, it was already on the phone?
That's the original iPhone. U2 did that originally 20 years ago. But no, Jay-Z did that within the last 8 or 10 years. My point is, I don't question the marketing genius of that Rock Nation, Jay-Z, Beyonce. They've had too much success. They've had too much success over the last 25 years to sit up here and question why they did it, how they did it. Because, like I said, when I saw Beyonce in that cowboy hat at the Grammys, I said, "Why is she wearing a cowboy hat? What fashion statement is she making now?" Okay, here we go. She's dropping a country music album. Well, there you go. So she's already dropped the Easter eggs, and now she dropped the album behind it. It's genius. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. She might sit back and
say, genius?
Sure, it is. I believe it is. What
I don't know. I guess I would appreciate it.
I'm gonna put a pin on this, and I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
What does she have to lose? Because in essence, because there is no physical CDs that have to be printed. It's digital music. If it comes out here and it does wood, which it ain't, but if it does wood, it don't matter, because she can sit back for another 2 or 3 years and say, okay, 2, 3, 4 years from now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this bomb album and reset the room again. And who's gonna stop her from doing it?
Nobody. I mean, I again, there is nothing wrong. Why are you looking like that? I don't like when you look like that. It makes me nervous.
Look like what? I'm listening.
I think it's cute that she wants to do this. I don't think she has a passion for it. I feel like I would feel better if she was maybe launching, like when she did the collab with the Dixie Chicks for Daddy Lessons. That was great. Remember that? That was a cute song. My kid loved that song. I love that song. I love the Dixie Chicks. And then there was nothing after that. It was like, you did one.
That was part of an album. What album was that? It was part of Lemonade. Yeah.
It was part of Lemonade.
Yeah, there was nothing else to do.
Wait, was it Lemonade?
It was what I think it was.
What was the song that had I'm sorry, I can't think of the song it was, but I remember it had the one with the thank you for the crickets, because I can't think of, maybe it was Lemonade. I don't know. But that's when Daddy Lessons on there.
Because that song sonically, it didn't really fit the album, but the whole album was a theme of her and having grievances with so many people. So then there was a daddy issue. So that makes sense.
Great. So I thought that was going to be a great country album then, or some kind of country connection. I hope, it's not like we can say, we hope it does well, because Beyonce don't give a damn about us hoping about nothing. She's going to be fine. She has fans. Her fans are psychotic. So they will buy it. They will love it. It could have a whole outfit thing, the theme of country clothes on Ivy Park, and they'll go buy it. It's fine. It's just,
it is what it is. I'm at the point now where it's just like music, and hearing it from one of the greats, Master P, when he said, "Man, I ain't doing music no more. There's no money in it," and it really, when you talk about Snoop Dogg talking about he got billions and billions of streams, and he made $40,000 in a year off billions, I'm just like, what's the use? So that's why he out here selling cereal and everything else.
And that's why Beyonce is going to tour forever like Tina Turner did. Tina Turner stopped touring when she had to stop touring, meaning her body was just like, we can't get up on stage no more and spin around and all that kind of stuff.
That's where the real money is. Yeah,
people can't, people come to see Tina to dance, and if Tina's not dancing, Tina stopped touring. So Beyonce's going to forever do that. Listen, I am not a Beyonce stan. I respect her as a mom, as a wife. I respect her as an artist and a twin mom, and now a special needs mom. So big ups to Beyonce. Let's talk about Super Bowl commercials.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Super Bowl commercials. I don't really care. Where you want to go?
You want the political one first that he had to go apologize for?
This is in Tampa, so yeah, go ahead, because nobody saw
it. No.
Where was it?
RFK Jr.'s. No, RFK Jr.'s commercial.
Yeah, RFK Jr. Yeah, go get into that. Go ahead.
So RFK Jr., let me make sure I get all the wording right. Okay, so RFK Jr. had an ad. The $7 million ad, which flooded television screens across America in the second quarter of the game, sought to tie Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to his storied family, even as some of the relatives have publicly disavowed his candidacy over his anti-vaccine opinions. In a statement to ABC News, the Super PAC's co-chair Tony Lyon said in part, RFK Jr. offers us real change along with freedom, trust, and hope, like his uncle and his father. Kennedy is a corruption fighter, and it's no wonder the DNC is trying every old trick and inventing new tricks to stop him. The public sees through it, blah, blah, blah. So the reason why we bring this up is because Robert Kennedy Jr., who is, is a Kennedy, and he looks like them too, had a commercial out there trying to tie himself to his uncle and brother who are.
He said he did not that was a super PAC. He didn't buy that ad. That's part of his
Oh, he had to
apology.
distance himself. He had to distance himself.
Yeah. He said he didn't buy that ad, but the fact that he didn't buy the ad, but supposedly he pinned the tweet when the ad was released, and it's still there on his social media. So no, it was cleverly done. Yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. where he's interesting because he's been questioned on some things that are affecting all of us, and he didn't have a lot of good answers. These candidates we have right now, we don't have a lot of
But
great
wait,
choices.
before you go into that,
Yeah.
I find it very interesting that he's distancing himself from an ad about his family that he just let the CPAC, the PAC people do and didn't say nothing about it. And now his whole family is like, first of all, you had absolutely no right to do that. You have no right to the image of your uncle, of your grandfather, of any of these people. And you put that out there to represent yourself. And that's what he's apologizing now because
but
the
he's
Kennedy.
saying he didn't put it out there. He said he did not put that out
It's
there.
your family. How did he not know though? You think he didn't know at all?
Super PACs can do that. Super PACs can put stuff out there in support of a candidate. Absolutely, they absolutely can do that. So yeah. So
you don't think they ran it by him at all?
According to possibly, but according to him, they didn't. So
Okay.
super PACs are interesting, man. They have agendas and yeah. So anyway, so we'll see. But like I said, this crop of presidential candidates this year, these next 6 months are gonna be.
So let's keep going with the commercials.
Yeah.
I had two favorite commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the State Farm commercial with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Like a good neighbor. Yeah.
And then here comes Danny DeVito at the end, like a good neighbor, because they were in Twins together many years ago. I thought it was a cute commercial. You didn't like it?
Going back to my rant at the beginning of the show.
Jesus Christ.
You set it up. That's a movie from probably 1988 that they were rekindling along with Paul Simon at the Grammys and whoever else they rolled out in a wheelchair to sing something during the. So yeah, they Gen X and almost the boomers are trying to take back over, but they get up out of here.
Okay. The next commercial that I thought was the number one commercial, and that was again all boomers, all old people in it. Dunkin Donuts. The Dunkin Donuts.
No, those
commercial.
Are not all boomers because some of them are my age. So no, not boomers.
Excuse me, not boomers.
Gen X.
Boomer light.
No, Gen X. We're not boomers. My dad is a boomer. I'm a Gen X. Stop it.
These people were in their 50s. It was everybody's in their 50s, except for Tom Brady is pushing it. But it was J-Lo in her 50s, Ben Affleck almost in his 50s, Tom Brady almost in his 50s, Matt Damon almost in his 50s, and Matt Joe Damon almost in his 50s.
Matt Damon used to always look really young, younger than all the rest of them. Now he's really catching up. He looks kind of, it's catching up to him.
He look an old middle school principal all of a sudden. You look around like, why do you look like a substitute teacher? Why do you look like I'm just here for the sandwiches and for the hot tea? Like he looks like he looks like he eats McDonald's fish sandwiches and drinks black coffee. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, and their bread is so long. That little crew of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and J-Lo. That's why J-Lo said, J-Lo, man, I don't want.
But not even J-Lo. There's Matt Damon.
Who did J-Lo leave to go back to Ben Affleck?
Derek Jeter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was Derek Jeter before she went back to Ben. Yes, and she was with Derek Jeter and got engaged. They've been together for 5 years.
I thought she used to date the other Hispanic baseball player. Not Jeter. There was
other Hispanic baseball. He's not Hispanic. He's light skinned. You talking about
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Actually, Derek Jeter is biracial. My apologies to my biracial family. The other baseball player was really
Jeter?
Good that played with. No, it wasn't Jeter.
Right.
It was A-Rod. Thank you, Omar.
A-Rod.
I was like,
she
was not with Jeter. Yeah, she was with A-Rod.
Sorry, I got my light skins mixed up. That's
you got your one light skin, one Hispanic. Don't you call no Hispanic people light skin? They Hispanic.
Got them mixed up. I apologize to the community.
So she left.
Yeah, she was dating Alex Rodriguez,
and then went back to Old Faithful. Ben Affleck said, yeah, and now Rodriguez got a bunch of bread. Now he had So
does he have Ben Affleck bread though? Does he have Affleck bread?
Yeah. I don't know what kind. Let me just tell you, A-Rod 15, 20 years ago was in the $200, $300 million range in baseball.
Yeah. I'm going to repeat what I said. Does he have Affleck money? Because Affleck money is a little
you think Affleck got more than $200 or $300 million?
Yes, I do. I do now at this stage in his life. I do. But you're right. So Ben Affleck and Matt Damon had a whole crew.
Yeah.
Back when and that whole movie Good Will Hunting is loosely based on all their friends. Mm-hmm. All their friends from their neighborhood now work for either Matt Damon or Ben Affleck came with them, which is a cool thing to do. So all those guys.
You put all your boys on.
And the fact that Tom Brady's in that commercial, that was a person I didn't expect. Like, why are you here? Are you even friends with him in real life?
Like, that's all the Boston crew. Think about it. That's like, Tom Brady is like, cool, I can hang out with you guys now. I got to do football no more. And now y'all been coming to the game for 20 years, and now I can just chill with y'all. Yeah, because Tom Brady is going into television next year. So
I do. That's why he still looks emaciated. Why he got work done on his face.
God, you're terrible.
He got his eyes done. He got his eyes done and act like nobody would notice he got his eyes done. He's super thin. You're not playing football anymore, so why are you so thin? Or is there a runway you plan on walking after this? Like, why do you look like that? It's because you're going on Tinder. He's tan for no reason. Ain't no sun in... he lives in Florida. He lives in Tampa now, so I get why there's sun. He's not living
in Boston no more. He's living where he want to live. He's super wealthy. All right.
Anyway, more commercials. The Deadpool, which me and Omar, we love Deadpool.
There was a Deadpool commercial last night.
The trailer dropped for the new movie.
That's right. I don't care about Deadpool, so I probably ignored it.
Okay, I'm gonna go through. I'm ignoring you for not like you're a hater. Some of these commercials were good. You hated the Christopher Walken commercial. You didn't like the Christopher Walken commercial.
I'm on this. Notice what's going on. They pulling people out and propping them up with crutches to do commercials this year.
Uber Eats had everybody, and Uber Eats had 50 billion celebrities in it.
Yeah.
Where Jennifer Aniston didn't remember Dave Schwimmer? That's not his name. You know what I'm talking
about. Anyway, how have we gotten this far?
Oh, last commercial that Omar yelled at me about that I had no idea. They had been running a Michelob Ultra commercial for the past month where it has the superstar celebrity Lionel Messi and a girl pumping a beer. And they showed the whole commercial during Super Bowl. And I was like, oh, that white boy, oh, look at him kicking that ball. I know those tattoos. Oh, who is that? It's Lionel Messi? I didn't know who Lionel Messi was because he looks like an everyday soccer dad driving carpool. I had no idea who he was in the face.
Soccer players are not 6'5" and big and scrappy guys. A lot of those, they put on some long baggy shorts. They look like a soccer coach. They look like a regular old dad. And he's retired.
Well, he was kicking a ball in the commercial, so I should have known it. No, he's not retired.
Oh, you're pretty good. Like who? No, Lionel Messi is actually he did that whole Apple thing this past year, where he had all of his games. He came over to America.
He moved to Miami.
And all his games started being broadcast on Apple TV. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, how have we gotten through 45 minutes of this show and have not talked about the Usher halftime show?
That's where I was going to now.
Our black card is about to get snatched.
No, it's not, because we're about to go in on Super Bowl halftime show. Usher did the Super Bowl halftime show. And he used the entire field as his stage. And most of these performers, Rihanna did last year. She did good. She used the whole field and the air. Yeah. He used the entire stage. He danced his way through the crowd. He's got, from his Vegas show, he's got Vegas performers. They throwing people in the air, stuff's on fire. It was great.
You saw what he else had on his performance, right?
I'm going to stab you in the eyeball. I know.
Yo to the
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yo to the noob.
And again, for those who don't know, and I think the white people didn't know, the two dancers behind him who had candy canes, like candy canes, those are members of Kappa Alpha Psi. And they weren't just regular dancers, because that movement and dance is something specific to the frat. Please don't pull your cane out. Oh, he pulled the sign. I thought he was going to pull his cane out.
It's over there. I don't feel like going to get it.
Don't go get it. Leave it where it's at. We don't need to see you twirl that thing around your finger and do that whole thing.
It was funny when I saw all of a sudden, I said, ho. I see canes. Oh, and then I started to see a little shimmy in the I said, he done got some
little shimmy? That was a lot of shimmy. That was that's a lot of shimmy.
Yo to the news. And then all of a sudden, for all y'all out here, so he must be honorary. No, we don't do honorary. Kappa Alpha Psi does not do honorary. So but he lives in Atlanta, and there's a whole rack of Kappa Alpha Psi noobs in Atlanta.
They don't do honorary, but they do paper. But Miguel is not paper, so just want to point that out real quick.
You need to mind your business now. You need to mind your business. All right, so
okay.
but let's finish. It was a great. What do you think? What do you think about it? I thought the performance was.
Let's get to Alicia Keys. Let's get to the Alicia Keys portion of it.
To it, Alicia Keys. Lord.
You got the video? Put the video up.
I'm not pulling that. Nope. Hold on. The little ads popping up and all that. Yeah, we got this though.
Oh, him hugging her from behind?
Yeah. You didn't see that?
I did. Everybody's making a big deal out of that, and I don't understand why. Why was that a big deal?
Because she's married. Ain't
So
nobody,
the
ain't
what?
no man, nah, ain't no what? So you telling me Omar be cool with Usher hugging up on you like this, or some random dude hugging up on you like this at a party?
If it got him Super Bowl tickets and he was in the stands, he'd be absolutely fine with it. Like, Omar would not care. If we were money enough,
I'm not gonna let you. Nope. I'm not gonna let you.
Don't make
Omar,
come here and come tell him I'm telling the truth.
Nope. I refuse to believe it. And I'm cutting this part out of the show if he says that he down with that. So why Omar's coming in? I think he did an amazing job. I thought the show was think about it, it's 15 minutes. It was a fun performance. You brought out all the right people. There's no way on this earth you're gonna get off that stage without doing yeah. So when Little John came out,
that's the only song white folks know.
You leave them white people alone.
But it's true.
No, that's it's a huge hit. He did his thing. I can really see him coming out of that and probably having a huge tour that's going to introduce. A lot of new fans got introduced last night.
Absolutely, and I think him bringing out Ludacris to do yeah, because that's a key part of the song. Absolutely. I mean, Ludacris rapping really makes the song cool, and that was nice.
Star. He's huge, yeah.
And he brought up will.i.am for OMG for Oh My God.
You know what? And I say this, and her ain't going nowhere. That girl is something special. Something special. That girl, yes. She came out that joint, played her role, gave her a little minute and a half, tore that guitar, slam up, gave us some Prince vibes. I was like, this girl understands whoever's managing her career. That girl ain't going nowhere.
She's talented.
Very talented.
She is talented.
Yeah.
And my favorite part about her is that she's sexy without being obnoxious or overt. And that's a rare thing the girls in this younger generation have not mastered. They don't know how to do it. If it's not, even SZA hasn't mastered it. Yeah. All of them are, I gotta be naked, I gotta shake my butt. She's able to get on that stage, stunning, sexy, doing the guitar, working the stage. Got a
little tomboy thing going on. She's doing all that, yeah.
And if you guys also don't recognize her was also in The Color Purple recently. So I feel like who's ever managing her team it's really cohesive. She's flowing into everything she needs to flow into, and that's great. But let's talk about Jermaine Dupri. You start. I'm not starting. You start. You go.
So as soon as Jermaine popped up, I said, "Is that CeeLo?" Because the way they shot the angle, he looked like CeeLo little round self, right? And then when they panned up, I said, "Oh no, that's JD." Why JD got the little socks on?
It's not even the socks. Why are you wearing a suit that's shorts? Is it Easter Sunday? Are you a pilgrim? Like, why are you dressed like that?
Man, they are taking. I think people are just bored with fashion right now. They're just like, I'm tired of the skinny jeans. I'm tired.
But let me tell you where he messed up. That everybody was like, you can go to hell. And I say that for a reason.
Oh, God.
He got on Instagram and posted the picture of the socks because they're Louis Vuitton socks. And it has a Louis Vuitton logo and a little purse that's attached to the socks. And I guess he's trying to make it seem like because they're Louis Vuitton designed by Pharrell socks, that made it okay. And everybody was like, no. That did. Everybody in the comments were like, no, that still makes them Easter Sunday little girl socks that you had on in front of you had on loafers and little girl socks. Where are you going?
I don't, man. I'm just like, I would never get that bored. My wife sometimes is just like I'm telling you, you can pull out pictures of me from 30 years ago, and my basic color palette is gonna be the same. blues, blacks,
No,
grays.
I believe you. I believe the most we'd ever see of you is that you maybe had too many buttons unbuttoned on your shirt when you was going out to the club. That's probably the max we'll get him to go.
That is about the max. The biggest fashion stretch I've ever done is I had a couple polka dot shirts when Kwame was out here. Shout out to Kwame. When what's my man George Clooney? I'm gonna try to find it. George Clooney put out this ad with somebody where he had all these polka dots on, and the Rock the Bells Instagram account says, "Kwame, you got 24 hours."
I believe you. That was it. But why does I want to know? Jermaine Dupri, do you have a stylist? Because there's no stylist worth their salt. Because it didn't. And also, let me tell you, and you can agree with me, it didn't match what was about to happen. Everybody else is wearing like jackets, like racing jackets, and they're sparkly, and they got the muscles on the outside. Ludacris has got on like something like football related. Her is wearing cool, funky, colors related, and he came out in a short sleeve, short pants suit with socks.
I have no answer for you.
But did it go with anything else that was happening on the stage?
Absolutely not. I have no clue what his stylist was thinking and why he said, "All right, well, let's do it." I don't know. I don't get it.
Where? Let me see if they have a picture of it.
Oh, it's somewhere. It ain't gonna be hard to find. All I gotta do is look up Jermaine Dupri Bobby socks. Probably.
People are already mocking it. Wait, is this it? Oh, this is it right here. All right, here we go. Let's go. Is that it?
Man, I don't know, man.
There we go. It's in full frame now. Look at that. Look at them socks and shorts. Are those capris or shorts?
Oh my God,
it's capris.
I can't do it, man. Jermaine Dupri socks were LV by Pharrell. Okay.
So what? I don't care if they were hand stitched by the Mother Mary. There's no reason for you to be wearing those. It had a little purse on it.
Jermaine Dupri and I are the same age. Jermaine Dupri may be a year younger than I am, bro. And I think I heard him say something about we came out. He talking about I came out wearing my clothes backwards. So yeah, and so here you go. Here's everybody from the show closing it out.
And yeah, he doesn't. Who's that next to him though? Well, I guess he kind of matches because the other guys are wearing black and white. I guess.
Little John right here. Yeah.
And Little John also look old as all get out. All of a sudden, he look old. Everybody looks old.
Like Usher is 45 years old, and he's the young buck in this crew.
You know what my brother said? My brother said today, it's so funny. He goes, "Me and Usher are the same age. And if I had to put on skates, they'd have to peel me off the floor because I wouldn't be able to get up and skate around. My knees be hurting. Yeah. I couldn't do it."
Nah. So shout out to them. It was an amazing performance. The whole cape thing with Alicia Keys and it flying through the air. The little red outfit. She looked good in a little red outfit.
Great. I'm glad you look beautiful, Alicia Keys. I'm glad you're still thicking them thighs. It was great, but your voice is trash.
But her voice
has been trash for a while.
But her voice was never the best. Her songwriting and her ability on that. She came out during the time, piano, all that stuff. Nobody was doing that, right? Nobody was using. She wrote great songs. She did the piano.
Is she neo soul?
On the clock, she is. She came out during neo soul time, but she was.
Well, I mean, her genre is her genre considered because when she first came out with the piano, Alicia wasn't it like On My Keys or Me and My Keys or Me and My Piano? That wasn't that mainstream.
Yeah. She came out and she surprised everybody. Nobody was expecting when Alicia Keys first hit. She was a surprise to the market, and the market was. Program music and all of that. And here she comes with this piano and she's playing some real music and she, so she kind of neo soul, but she didn't stay there. That's for sure. Before we get about here, I found it. Hold on. Where'd it go? I just had it. Where'd it go?
We didn't even have time. We're so sorry to intern Alexis. We didn't realize we were going to be the whole show on Super Bowl. We will pick something from your list because you worked hard on this before we go. So what do you have? That's a lot of polka dots.
So a whole bunch of polka dots. And he immediately Rock the Bell said, Your move, Kwame. You have 24 hours to respond. And for those who don't
know, were those
know,
shirts expensive?
Huh?
The Kwame shirts, were they expensive?
No, we were kids. You can get them little rayon shirts like at the merry-go-round or whatever places we used to shop back in the day. And shout out to the homie. Kwame says, I don't need 24 hours. I'm coming in 12.
Oh,
yeah. And Kwame, who's now, he's not, if we're not, he's either a year or two older than me or younger than me. So he's not, but he's doing a lot of stuff and he said, I got you. And he's always was a fashion maven who really broke the internet before there was the internet. And so right now, OGs.
When you were wearing those shirts to the club, I was literally in elementary school trying to get to class. I don't even know how to respond to this. I'm keeping it a buck.
That was doggone shoot. What year was that? 89, 87? No, I was 88. That's about 88. That was 88. Yeah.
I was potty training. I was born in 85.
What year were you born?
85.
Yeah, you were.
Potty training. Oh, all right, so what one thing do you want to tackle? It's dealer's choice. Do you want to go Monique, or do you want to have enough time for that?
Oh my God, do we have time for Monique? Jesus, that happened this week. That happened this week. Did Monique go ahead and set it up? Let me see. If I can find it real quick.
Monique didn't happen this week. Monique happened last week. She went on Club Shay Shay, but the explosiveness of everything happened this week. DL Hughley actually decided he was going to quote unquote ether her, which he didn't. He did a lot of pushback to Monique and had a lot of issues with things that she said. Some things that me and Miguel can agree with, and some things that we were just like, you just need to be quiet. This is not helping your situation. This was a publicity stunt for Monique. I don't feel like she had any new grievances that we need to hear about. I also feels like that Monique, you keep complaining and crying and whining, and your specials and your comedy stand-up shows are not good. You're just complaining about everybody else and calling people buttholes and suck my D and kiss my nuts, and it's not really comedy. So that's my opinion about it at this point. How do you feel about it? She is going on tour with Cat Williams. They should call it the complaining tour.
There you go. That's it. It's the conversation is over. And you know what? This little raggedy tour is gonna sell out, whatever that means. They'll sell out some small venues, medium sized.
No, they will, but people are gonna sell out because they want to see Cat Williams. Because Cat Williams is get on stage and complain. He complained in that Club Shay Shay interview.
Both of them. Both of them.
Okay.
They both the same. They the male and the female twins. You know, they want to run out here. Two people who have been funny during their career, who I've enjoyed their work over the years, but this whole grievance thing that they've just made their brand is tired, is whack. The people who run around here scream, oh, everything, why ain't they coming? Ain't nobody suing them? For what? Both of these people are marginal, like they're successful in their own right, no knock. But
you're calling Cat Williams marginal?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, and I said this on the show. There's space. Part of the reason why Cat Williams is pissed right now, and now mind you, after all of this Shay Shay stuff, and he's hot now, but it's not going to result in some big old sitcom or some major. It's going to be there's a lot. Here's the thing that people don't understand. Most of the people who don't give a rat's about Cat Williams, they're not in these internet streets. They're not all in the comments. They at the crib. They taking care of their families. But they will go see a Kevin Hart stand-up, and they will go see a Kevin Hart movie because they feel like that's... But this Cat Williams stuff, these people, man, we grown, man. It's like, dude, how long y'all can keep this going? I'm sitting up here listening to Monique and her husband, and they looking at the baby and brother DL, and it's just all this passive-aggressive nonsense.
Passive-aggressive.
That they're doing. It's tired, man. It's tired. It's played. I'm looking at this stuff, and I'm just like, Monique... And I say it all the time. I love a funny woman from Baltimore. I love Monique. I love Jess
Hilarious, yeah.
I love a funny black woman from Baltimore. There's just something about their accents are funny just coming out the gate. And then they talk some of the best shit. They are some of the best shit talkers in the game. But Monique, like, sis, like, come on, man. We've been enjoying you for 30 years. And now we can't turn on your special and not be like, are we going to have just a funny joke show, or it's just going to be you talking about every grievance that you have?
And this has been Monique's market since the pandemic started. I want to say, did it start when the pandemic started, or was it before that?
I guess. I'm saying, when I think about, I've seen Precious one time. I said I will never watch that movie ever again.
I won't watch it.
That was the most depressing thing I'd ever seen in my life. It was so hard to stomach. And since that, and since I guess she got pigeonholed into that type of role, it's like now don't nobody want to work with you because they didn't seen you at your worst because she and this is
and she's saying people don't want to work with her because of that. And I was, again, I know I bring up the Joe Budden podcast pretty often, but they made a valid point saying that, Monique, you weren't obligated to promote your movie that you were in, which was Precious. You weren't obligated, but that's the unspoken rule of the game. And if people want to say, yeah, you had every right to say no, you didn't have to do press because you weren't being paid for it. But it's part of an unspoken rule of you should do that, like everybody does.
Nobody gets paid to do press. Like that's
nobody does.
That's the game. You're as an actor. That's why Kevin Hart, when he got a project come out, you'll see him everywhere on every commercial, every radio interview, because that's how you sell the project.
And it's not just black actors. She made it seem like it was just black actors. Oh, they only make there are white actresses who have to go do press for movies. They're going to the Cannes Film Festival on their own, no money. Right. The only thing they get is maybe free clothes, but that travel, everything else to go promote their film is on them.
Right.
And Monique is difficult to work with in that aspect. But do I feel like she was a total bee on set and that should have followed her around? No. But do I feel like she needs to let this go at a certain point? Yes. Yeah. It has to be. You have to let it go. You got the Netflix special. You did an awful job on that. Which I wish you would have just ignore your grievances and just be funny.
That's what DL. That's when DL he came on live a couple times this past week, and he flat out said, if you spend more time sitting down writing a joke and worrying about your grievances, maybe you wouldn't got such terrible reviews for that comedy special. And it is what it is. DL's the only one who really, and it makes sense why DL is the one that's talking, because he's in the radio business. He's in the radio business still doing stand-up comedy. That's how he makes his money. So
is Steve Harvey still alive? Because he hasn't said a word about any of this. Is he dead? Did he die?
No, Steve is on. I can turn on game shows right now with Steve. Steve Harvey ain't got time for this. There's no benefit. That's the thing about I try to get people to understand. Where is the benefit of anybody punching down, which is punching for Steve Harvey? He's punching down
punch on to Monique. It's down
to Cat Williams or Monique. It's a punch down.
Yeah, it's down.
Like white folks who are watching him on Family Feud every night don't even know who Cat Williams and Monique are. They don't even know who these people are. So why all of a sudden is that going to pop up and you're going to drive that to their algorithms? Like, you're mad with the cat guy? Who's this cat guy? No, stand over here, do these game shows, right? Make this bread and keep it moving. Like none of the Cedric Entertainer is on CBS with a syndicated sitcom that Cat Williams will never smell.
Neighbors.
He'll never sniff that. So the one, it makes sense that DL is the one that's going back because he has the one that he doesn't have much to lose. Go ahead, go back and forth with them, have some fun. Steve like, nah. Kevin Hart like, nah. Said like, nah. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It just helps them and doesn't benefit them at all. So I just, man, Monique, just go be funny. Stop doing lives with you and your husband sitting side by side and baby. And
I hate that. We talked about that. I hate it. I hate it. You guys, if you are married to somebody, there's no reason for you to sit on the same side of the table with them at a restaurant.
Why does that bother you so much?
It's freaking weird. It bothers me and Omar. Like, how do you have dinner and talk to somebody like this and eat? Like, how do you do this?
It's weird. It's weird. Anytime
we Omar fine dine, and when we see people doing it, we're like, you're so lame. Like, you guys are awful. You'll be divorced soon because you sit on the same side of the table. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into my TED Talk. Nice.
All right, fam. And on that note, enjoy the rest of your evening.